Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Now let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today in Europe. I'm Lizzie Burden with Caroline Hepker, and we're joined by Bloomberg reporter Chloe Melly. Chloe, I want to start with Babcock. Positive news for them. Tell us more.
Yeah, absolutely. So the UK is reportedly in advanced talks to build warships for Denmark and Sweden, and those would be built by Babcock. And this, of course, comes right after a £10 billion deal between the UK and Norway for the construction of warships too. And that was to the benefit of BAE System. That's a deal that we heard about a little bit earlier in the week. So a pretty good week for the UK defence industry as a whole, with quite big wins there. Those two deals are not done just yet. The talks with Sweden were reportedly very positive, but a little bit complex given that Sweden is also considering a rival offer from a French company. The Danish deal seems a little bit more set in stone and could potentially be announced this month. So this really boosted the shares this morning for Babcock, and after what's already been a really positive, a really good year. So there's definitely kind of a stock to watch going forward, especially given this latest boost.
Yeah, okay, very interesting to see that, the Nordics turning to the UK for that shipbuilding, a big build out in the north of England coming, one imagines. Adidas is up. Again, what's the context there? So
Adidas got a twofold kind of boost this morning. It got an upgrade from Jefferies, and then it was also put on a positive catalyst watch by JPMorgan. This comes after quite a lot of weakness in the stock on the back of tariff uncertainty. The year-to-date drop was in the shares was about 30%. But analysts are saying that now the company is kind of turning a corner. They noted that Adidas was really well run. You know, there's quite disciplined portfolio management. It's got as well really good kind of cost control, and also currency movements could potentially become a tailwind as well for Adidas going forward. So that's all very, very positive. On the other hand, its rival Puma is not having as good of a time. It got downgraded by JPMorgan because of the sort of ongoing turnaround under the new CEO, which kind of creates a bit of uncertainty, and then also the challenges of very intense competition. So this is definitely a company-specific story with Adidas doing well rather than a sort of sector story there.
And finally to M&G, what's driving movements there?
The market reacted quite negatively this morning to the profit missing estimate for the first half of the year, and partly that was due to currency fluctuations. It's not all bad for M&G. If we look at the asset management unit, that reported quite good net inflows, and the company said that it's really working to win more business from investors outside of the UK home market. The inflows in the asset management unit were helped, for example, in this first half of the year by a £2.2 billion mandate with the Netherlands. So it seems it's already making kind of good progress on that promise to venture outside of the UK. The company kept all of its financial and strategic targets, but it wasn't good enough for analysts and investors today. They might have perhaps expected a little bit more given quite an impressive rise in the shares since around March this year.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.